Hey viewers, welcome to another Games Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing CLG versus TSM, and we are going to watch this from the perspective of HotshotGG playing Swain. So I haven't done a whole lot of Swain games yet, because he's basically underplayed, I guess. He's not very popular. I guess that's because he's not a real AD carry, he's not a real anything. He is just a very strange character. He is very nice to play though, and we are going to see hopefully some good play with him. So this is a kind of more serious match. I'm pretty sure this isn't part of some tournaments. This is just a training game. But still, the TSM versus CLG games normally are very good. We see a jungling Maokai here, played by Saint Vicious, who's starting off with his saplings, and we see a jungle invade by the enemy with an almost kill on Hotshot there. Great pillar, but because the jungler, so the enemy jungler, is now starting off with pillar, that will definitely hurt his chances to come out on top, because pillar doesn't do anything in the jungle. So they're trying to defend their blue, which apparently is no problem. But the enemy is still here. And they're going to try to steal blue, but that's going to be really hard to do because, well, you can kill blue, but you will have to have your complete team here, and the enemy, so the purple team in this case, doesn't need anyone there. They can just start jungling somewhere else, and they lose one buff, sure, but all of the experience lost is never or cannot be compensated for this one blue steal. And you can see everyone is still here, and on both teams. Well, it's not really necessary to have everyone still here. But yeah, the blue is going to reset every time they run out of range. And CLG is basically saying, screw this, we can lose blue if we want. If they take it basically, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. So Swain is going top. Big Fat GG with his Rumble is going top as well. Huh? Okay, this isn't good. They have two guys that aren't in any lane. Oh, and now he gets caught by everyone. Or they get caught by everyone. Yeah. So, a jungler. Oh, the Udyr is the jungler. Never mind. But yeah, they were unclear about who was going where. And apparently they messed up there. That was really strange, but yeah, that was a 2v3 situation, and then Rumble ran out because he wanted to save himself, obviously. And yeah, you saw the results. The first blood was given away pretty easily, without any chance. So Udyr is their jungler, the enemy jungler, and Trundle is going top, so he can still use the pillar for lane control. I don't think they lost their blue, by the way. I didn't actually look at the jungler because, well, even though he just came in, I just didn't see it. But yeah, first blood sucks if you give it away, but it's not, well, it's not the most important thing in the game. It is a big amount of gold. I mean, it's like 700 gold for the enemy team. But yeah, you can easily come back from that. And by now we are in the normal laning phase, where last hitting is all that matters. Of course, having a ward out really helps avoiding the ganks, and the ward spot he chose is a very smart one, because there is no way you can come up from the top part of the map to here without being spotted. So as long as he stays in the top part of the lane, so basically towards the river, that part where he is now, You can never get ganked because you will see the jungler coming in, and there we have Udyr coming in. Udyr apparently not aware that there's a ward there, and Udyr coming in once again. Still not understanding that he is spotted in one of the brushes there. And Udyr is now going either back to jungle or top lane. It seems back to jungle. So everything's good again. And yeah, in the meantime, we see the laners just doing their thing, getting some last hits in, getting some some harassment in, and oh wow, Swainfish is in some real trouble here and is going to die because the enemy jungle came in and he was already overextended quite a bit. Well, the problem there that you saw there, and if you want to see it better, you can just rewind the video. The snare from Swain didn't actually go off. Oh, the slow just enough to keep him out of range. But they may still be there. Oh, he doesn't care. But the snare didn't hit because of the Maokai Q. Maokai used his Q to kind of stun. It's a knock up, I think, to knock up the Karthus. And because of that, he moves a little bit, which moves him out of the range of the snare. And that made it impossible for Saint Vicious to survive in the long run. But it also made it impossible for Swain to go in there and do some killing. Anyway, going on with the match. Bottom lane, I don't know what's happening, but both of the bottom laners have gone back. And top lane had a gank just now, but nothing is coming of that. And yeah, I cannot scroll the camera in this case because it is a video, and I hope the quality is decent. It will not be up to the normal standards, but that's because it's a video and it is not a replay. So Karthus versus Swain. Karthus now blue buff, but I think this is a rather untypical matchup because Swain normally goes top because he's pretty tanky with all of his lifesteal or spell vamp. And I don't think they practice this a lot normally. Karthus is pretty squishy, whereas Swain is not once he hits level 6. And he is already level 6. So his ward just timed out, so he needs to be a little more careful about this jungler basically. And Karthus is just going out to ward, it seems. Oh, and the jungler is coming in. Using his flash, but it's not enough. I don't know why he didn't use his ultimate right the moment he saw Udyr, because that would have given him a lot more sustainability. I don't think he would have survived anyway, but I guess that was just a good gank, and because there was no ward on the map, there was no way he was going to survive there. So Saint Fish is coming in to get this experience, which is very important as a jungler to not waste any of the experience, especially since they changed the jungle to store the experience and gold, because then the laning experience you can get and the laning gold you can get is just a bonus. So that is good. So using some skills here to push the lane, because Karthus isn't here, and he is going to ward now, just not sure where. Okay, or he's not going to ward now. And there is Cartus with his next blue, or is that still the same one? I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't use his ultimate there, because that might have saved him. I'm not sure how big the lifesteal is, or the oh my god, keep forgetting the spell vamp. So how big that is, whether or not it would have kept him alive, but yeah, it's probably enough to make sure that Udyr needed to hit him one or two more times, and that would have been good enough to survive probably, because Udyr, although he is pretty beefy, is probably not beefy enough to withstand the turret fire for 2 more seconds, or not voluntarily anyway. And the jungler might have come in to finish Udyr off at least. But as I said, I'm not really sure, because I don't know the finesses of Swain's play. It just seems that, yeah, if you have that much lifesteal, spell vamp, whatever, and you're not using it, then you're not doing it correctly. But anyway, of course, the stun from Udyr must have helped out as well, because, well, he couldn't use his ultimate for that part. But normally you see people turning on the ultimate the moment they see danger coming, because they know they're going to get stunned, and then they cannot turn it on for like a second. And yeah, it's better to have it on already, although it's going to cost you a little more mana that way. Oh, and we see a ward going down, but Udyr already went oracles. Was waiting in that bush to to attack Hotshot once again, but nothing happening, fortunately for him. So Karts is pushing the lane pretty heavily here. He knows he has some pretty good coverage from his jungler, and he also knows that Swain doesn't really have that, and Swain's having some trouble here. And Karts is immediately leaving the lane. They may go for dragon here, because, well, we have no idea where the jungler is, obviously, but also because he ran out of the lane so quickly. And, well, the jungler does have oracles, which means that there is a reasonable chance that they actually can do dragon now, because there is no ward up. And yeah, they did something at least, because, well, they came in together, and now he has his ultimate on. And yeah, see, the ultimate is really, really strong, and it's still a level 1 ultimate because he's still level 10. And that was a nice one from Maokai, using the snare on Trundle to prevent him from running after Hotshot. That was really nicely done. So going for the Rod of Ages here. It's tanky and it's good, and they got an oracles out of that. That is huge. That makes the 2 deaths on Swain. Yeah, that it compensates for that, because, well, they got the Udyr, which is 300 gold, and then they got an oracles, which is another 400 gold. Unfortunately, both of the both of the other kills were assisted, and this one was unassisted. So in pure gold value, it's still not equal, but it's about equal. I'm going to ward up the same spot once again, because it is such a good spot to place a ward. And just going on with some farming. Apparently going for some jungle now. No, not running all the way in. Yeah, and Udyr must really be pissed off by the fact that he got killed there. Because oracles really early game is such an expensive item. Later game it really doesn't matter too much anymore because you have plenty of gold. But yeah, especially early game, it is hard to keep your oracles alive, but if you can, then it's a huge deal. And he didn't buy a new one, which is good for him, but it is also good for the purple team because now they can place wards again without them being picked off all the time. Yeah, and they have a ward up at the bottom lane, which isn't really placed in the best spot ever, because it doesn't really give you a lot of vision. It only gives you vision in that small corner of the river. And if you place it a little bit to the to the left side, I guess, then you have way more vision. You can even see them doing dragon or running into the dragon pit. And you can see the jungler coming, so it would be a much better spot. It's like where Hotshot just placed his ward is a better spot because you can see a larger part of the river. While if you placed it in the bush right next to the river, or well across the river I guess, right next to the lane, then he would have spotted the jungler when he comes into the bush, or when he is in the bush, but cannot spot anyone going for Baron or going, well, into their jungle, things like that. This place just gives more vision if you can actually keep your eye on the minimap. And that is, well, no problem for them, of course, because they actually have the experience it takes to do that. Guards coming bottom lane, and yeah, nothing is going to happen out of that. So Cards is just losing a whole lot of time going all the way to the bottom lane and not getting anything done. And is he actually going to catch up with... No. Cards is smart enough to just go there. He picked off the big raid there with his stun or snare, which is the only one that gives a lot of gold. Wow, top lane in some heavy trouble. And there goes the ultimate from Cartus, but it doesn't actually kill anyone. And they do get kills, 2 kills there. Yeah, the jungler coming in at the right time to distract the enemy so that they cannot pick off Rumble. And then Hotshot coming in to just do the extra damage that was needed to get the second kill. And all in all, that was a good exchange. 0 for 2. Or 2 for 0, I guess. And wow, a lot of damage going down on the Cartus here. And nobody in actual trouble. Just used his ultimate, so nobody has to be scared about the damage you can still do, because you can just run out of range. And getting a turret here for that trouble. So they're pretty sure that the dragon is gone because Udyr came in at half health or something like that. And Rumble might actually die here, or rather is probably going to die here, but okay. The speed buff from his plus his shield actually saving him there. At least I'm pretty sure it was that, because it's always that. So in the meantime, all of the wards have timed out, or have been killed, because now Janna has an oracles. Janna, of course, being the support champion, really doesn't have anything better to do than pick off wards at this point. She doesn't really need to do a whole lot in the lane, and she doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And she's really useful later, but not at this mid station, I guess, because the what's her name, Caitlyn. Caitlyn actually has enough lifesteal now to to stay alive, to even heal up the harassment, and there is no real reason for Janna to stay in and harass because she doesn't do enough damage to make it worth it. So she's basically roaming the map, seeing if she can help out anywhere, and yeah, taking out some wards where she can find them. And yeah, that is it is hard to deal with. I think Oracle's early game is really hard to deal with. Assuming that you cannot kill the one that has the oracles. Because it makes placing wards so difficult, or keeping wards on the map. And especially with someone like Janna who has extra speed boosts, it makes it almost impossible to kill her, at least one-on-one. And if she plays it smartly, then there's no way you can ever gank her, because she can just stay in her own jungle or something like that. And is he actually going to pick up Karthus here? It seems that he has a good chance of at least doing that. There we go. And he is going to die for it, but yeah, well, that is just the way it is. There's no real big problem in that. Just exchanging some skills. And Janna now in some trouble, but does flash over the wall, and that means another escape is expanded. After Rod of Ages comes, I forgot the name, but the heal increase basically. It doesn't really matter what it's called. And they are going for Baron now. Wow, that is really aggressive. They're maybe not just going for it, they're maybe just baiting the fight. The ultimates from Karthus going down, and they get a 1-for-1 trade so far. Rumble gets out at very low health, and Sona had to use her flash there in order not to die, not to lose the Oracle. And both of the supports now with an Oracle. So Karthus coming in to the mid lane, and yeah, it took a rather strange route to do so. But yeah, they got a dragon, and they baited that team fight because they knew they could win it, but eventually they didn't. I think it was a 1-for-1 trade in the end, which is still okay, but yeah, had the enemy not come, had they actually just left the lane, or left the Baron alone, they would have gotten a free Baron. And now, yeah, well, they got a 1-for-1 trade, which is still not too bad. And we see Janna picking off some more wards. It is pretty annoying when people do that, but yeah, wards in the really early game are really strong, because if you use them correctly, the jungler can never actually attack you. And yeah, therefore, once you get an oracles, it is really strong as well, because the oracles can clear up all of the wards, and then all of a sudden you can gank again. And especially if you have either your jungler or your support champion wearing the oracles, that is really strong, because the jungler is the one that actually needs the wards removed, so he can do it himself. And well, the support has nothing better to do in the mid game than to hunt for wards. Getting a lot of CC on him here, and is he actually going to die? I think so. There we go, and not getting any kill in return, because Udyr was actually tanking the turret and not Karthus. So yeah, running in 1v3 wasn't the best idea, but I guess he wanted to save the turret, and if you look at it like that, he just saved the turret from going down, and the turret would have been 750 gold plus the loss of a turret in mid, which is basically, yeah, very unwanted, because you want your mid turret to survive as long as possible to keep the lane from from being invaded by, or your jungle from being invaded by the enemy. Because now you have way more protection there. And I guess his kill gave 510 gold, something like that, which is 300 gold for the actual kill and 210 gold for the assist. Okay, Janna taking out another ward, so they now don't have any vision of Baron. And Sona is in the top, just farming up the double golems. But yeah, the top lane is being pushed by what's his face, Trundle. And Trundle, yeah, he is of course very good at pushing those turrets, because he can escape pretty easily with his speed buff from his tormented soil. Or no, it's not tormented soil, it's called something else. So they clear out towards at Baron, and the enemy has no vision now. And oh, they are going to catch Chaos here. And is he going to die? Yes, he is. Swain actually picking him off. And there goes Karthus. So that's 2 kills for 0. And that's going to stay 0. So the Baron then. Let's go. Yeah, with 2 enemy champions down, they're going to trade top turret for the Baron, which is worth it in gold. Just in gold, because the gold from Baron got decreased. And yeah, there was a ward put down, but I'm not actually sure, yeah, how they were going to try to steal it. So yeah, the oracles wasn't there. So at least Sona wasn't there, so the oracles wasn't there. Oracles is Oracle's elixir, by the way, for those of you who don't know, because I got some questions about that last time. And Oracle's elixir is the one that reveals all of the invisible items and champions, such as wards. And it is a really valuable item, and it is really useful to have on your side, or to kill on your opponent's side. So they lost a turret indeed, but they have to be careful not to lose a second turret. And in the meantime, they are going to push this mid turret, and it seems that the minion wave at top lane is going to push their turret, so someone will have to go back to pick that up. Because the turret, it's still out of turret range, and there was a bigger minion wave from the blue team than from the purple team. And putting a ward there just to distract them, to draw 2 champions to the left. And oh, Swain getting nuked down there, but yeah, they get a kill back in return, so that's good. Oh, apparently the minion wave is pushing the other way now for the purple team, so never mind. So that was a 1-for-1 trade, and I'm not sure if that was the best trade ever, because Swain at this point can do, I think, more damage than Karthus, and can stay alive longer and can stay in the middle of a team fight. But unfortunately, I lost about 30 seconds here, so I'm just going to talk about some random stuff here. Yeah, I've been having some trouble with my audio software, and this is one of the glitches. It threw away 30 seconds of my commentary right in the middle of everything, so I had to chase down whatever it was and find it, and well, now that I found it, I had to put in something new. Okay. He apparently saw that they were going to go mid lane. I would have gone towards my teammates and not run all the way here. But okay, they are going to lose this turret now. And yeah, that is big actually. So they lost top turrets and now mid turrets, and all in all they're behind in turrets. I think they have 3 killed and the enemy has 5 killed, so yeah. That means that is 1500 gold for the enemy team. But they are going to get an inhibitor turret here, which is a big deal. That's another 750 for them. And now they're only 1 turret behind. But they are going to get the inhibitor, which is huge, of course. And yeah, getting slowed here. Has to use his flash in order not to get CC'd again. CC being crowd control. That's all the stuns and slows and snares and everything just put into one word, basically. One abbreviation, I guess. Shirelia's going down, the speed buff, and yeah, the slow from Carter's wall is just too strong to get anything done there. The wall from Carter's is so strong at defending these small entrances, or well, people coming in the jungle or in lanes, and you can so easily get away. So Swain picking up the blue buff there, which is good. And Sona in some trouble here, because she is still wearing the oracles and she's now going down, meaning that the enemy team just picked up something like 1100 gold, because I don't think Sona died before, which would make her worth 300 gold. And you become worth less and less if you die multiple times in a row. But let's say 300 gold, plus 210 for the assist, plus 400 for the oracles, which makes a total of 1110 gold. Spread over the team, of course. It's not for one person, and it's actually the 400 for the oracles is not gold you earn, it's gold you take away from the enemy. But still, her death was worth 1100 gold. And that is a really big deal. Placing a ward there to allow them to see someone coming in through the side entrance from the jungle. And they are going to take out the turret easily. And are they going to get a kill with it? Oh, Maokai getting focused down. But they do pick off Karthus and are going to pick off the Graves. And now everyone's going to die. It was actually a 2 for 3 trade, something like that. Or 2 for 2. Now it's 2 for 3. But they did get a turret, so I guess it's still worth it. And is Sona the only one still alive? Were there actually 4 deaths there? It may very well be. I don't see anyone else on the map. So that may be a 4 for 2 trade. Yeah, 4 for 3, okay. They got Udyr as well, okay. Okay, didn't know that. Didn't see that. Or maybe I saw Udyr and didn't see the other guy. I don't know. At least they got a decent trade out of that because they got a turret. And yeah, that's what your AD carry does. I mean, what they did was just attack the turret and make sure that they distract the enemy while the AD carry actually takes out the turret. And then their plan was to actually run out, I'm sure. They didn't want to fight that. But well, they did fight it anyway, or the enemy engaged anyway, and they couldn't get out. And what they might have done is just make it a 1-for-0 trade or 0-for-1 trade by just losing Maokai. And are they going to pick up Janna here? That would be huge, because that's another Oracles. No, 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 she's gone. She's gone. Shirelia's going, are helping her get out of that. And now Sona is being focused here, but a nice ultimate from Sona. And is she actually going to survive? Yes, she is. No problem, actually. Oh, Graves is focusing down the Caitlyn, and that is huge, because Caitlyn does a lot of damage. And all of the other characters do, well, some damage, but it's really their AD carry that does all the damage. But yeah, that's... Are they really going for Baron here? Oh, they picked off Graves and someone else, so... I think they're one guy ahead. Yeah, Graves for Caitlyn trade is a good deal, because that means that they still have plenty of damage while the enemy team loses one of their, well, their biggest damage dealer. Because Graves really does a ton of damage, but the enemy team still has quite a bit of stuff. And they do get the Baron eventually, and one kill. And this may be the second kill. Oh, that was nicely done. Maokai using his snare exactly at the right time, and actually getting over the wall with that snare. And now this guy must die. I mean, come on. Did he really get out of that? Or did I just miss the kill thing? I don't know. Come on, hit tab. He hits tab every second normally, and now all of a sudden he doesn't. I want to see if he died. I must have missed that. I don't know. Although Trundle is really hard to chase because of his speed buff. Yeah, Trundle is there again, but yeah, which makes me assume that he wasn't dead, because otherwise that would have been a really quick respawn. And I'm not sure. Yeah, now he uses tab. He also always uses it too short for me to actually read anything, because by the time I get to the point where I know which champion is where, then he or then the tab screen goes away again. Which is a great thing about doing the actual replays, because then you can pull it up and read it whatever you want from it, and then, well, basically control everything yourself. But yeah, well, they get an easy dragon on top of their Baron and on top of their kill. And they're going to just get some extra XP from the jungle. And by now, because the jungle actually stacks gold, the gold on these small camps is really big. I mean, you can get like 100 gold off of the raids or something like that. I don't know what the max stack or the max amount is you can get, or if there is a maximum amount. But yeah, the small camps are now worth a lot more in the late game, making it even more important that you control the enemy jungle, as well as that you keep harvesting the things in your own jungle and actually killing everything. So they're going to push top lane here a little bit. And because there is an inhibitor down, the enemy will have to fight the minion waves in mid lane every now and then. But it's well, both the mid lane and the bottom lane are pretty much pushed into the other direction. They will come back eventually, because with the inhibitor down, your minions So the enemy minions basically. In this case, because the blue inhibitor is down, the purple minions get some extra armor, I think. Or no, some extra HP, something like that. And that makes them a little bit stronger than the enemy minions, and so eventually it will automatically push back. But bottom lane has a big minion wave coming in, and they may actually have to check that turret because that minion wave is really, really big. And I'm pretty sure they saw it. Yeah, they did see it. And someone will have to go there because their turret is going to go down otherwise. And so far, oh yeah, no. It's now fighting the minion wave on the other side, and with the help of the turret will probably stay alive. But that's a really risky thing to do, to let your turret take that much damage for free. And as you can see, the AD carry taking some shots at the turret with every minion wave, while the enemy is trying to focus down the minions. And yeah, Caitlyn, because of her big range, can actually stay out of range of all of the spells and such, and still do some damage on the turret. And there's the next minion wave, and now they're probably going to push in because they know they can take out the turret now. Caitlyn already attacking the turrets, and yeah, that's not really going to help. They cannot see the enemies, and they did take out the turrets. Oh, but they're going to lose Hotshot for it. Did they lose 2? No, they only lost 1. Because I only saw 3 of them running. So where's the last one? So once again, the mid lane has to be pushed back for the blue team. Yeah, I'm not actually sure where the last guy was. Did he die as well? Oh no, that was Sona, of course. No, Sona didn't die. It was Sona, Caitlyn, and Rumble running. So, oh, Maokai. Did he die? Didn't see, but he may have died really early in the fight. And yeah, 2 kills. Not worth the turret, but because it's an inhibitor turret and they may get an inhibitor out of this the next time, it may still be a good tactic to go for it. Obviously Maokai is always in the front of the fight, so he should have realized that he is the one that dies first. With his snare, he normally picks out someone, and then Sona can come in with her stun, and Rumble can come in with his ultimate to slow them. And basically that is your first kill in your team fight normally, but then you have this overextended Maokai, and yeah, you can see what kind of trouble he would be in. Trying to steal the enemy blue here, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So their own blue is up, but they want to make sure that they can get Baron here, because Baron is apparently almost up. At least I'm assuming that's why they're here. And they are going to check out the wards. There is no ward anywhere, but yeah, the enemies didn't actually get out of their base for at least 3 minutes. So there's no way they can have a ward anywhere. And the jungler coming in, so enemy jungler trying to smite steal it, but yeah, that's not going to happen. Curtis going down immediately, and Udyr following suit. Maokai, yeah, he got owned there by Graves as well as Rumble, but then they pick up 3 more kills and eventually get an ace. Yeah, now they're going to get 2 inhibitors, or yeah, I don't know, maybe 1 inhibitor and just the turrets. No real reason to get the second inhibitor, because this is over now. There's no way they can come back, spawn and save any of this. So that's the end of the match. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.